Hey everyone, good Saturday afternoon. I'm in the kitchen cooking and I wanted to share it with you because it's one of my favorite dishes. But you know, you probably figured out by now, I'm trying to get my tripod set up here. You have probably figured out by now that Nancy doesn't cook anything that's not her favorite. And isn't that the truth? I mean, there's some things like I'm not a big fan of chili and you know, but I'm going to cook things, I'm going to cook things that I like and that my husband likes, all right? So what I'm doing here, I've got some chicken, salt and pepper, chicken tenderloins. I banged them out. I put them on a pan and put, what is that paper? Wax paper, not wax paper, but you know that other paper. I put that on there and I kind of flattened them out a little bit so they wouldn't be quite so thick. These are just chicken tenderloins. This was $7. I found them on sale yesterday in the at Food Line, so I grabbed all they had because if you can find this much chicken for $7, that's awesome. And so I salted and peppered them. I put some avocado oil in here, but I also put some butter because I wanted them to, you know, have a little more flavor. So salt and pepper, Italian seasoning, okay? So, oh, and the other thing I was going to put is garlic powder, but I'll leave that off because I've got about 5 cloves of garlic over here that I have chopped up thin. That's what this is, and this is sun-dried tomatoes. If you've never used sun-dried tomatoes, oh my gosh, these are amazing. I did cut if you'll notice, they don't take the core out, so I do cut that out, and I cut them up some because they were halves, so you know they're kind of big. So I'm gonna let this cook a little bit. I want to get a bowl to put it in. Put this chicken in once I get it done. And again, when you're cooking this chicken, you don't have to cook it forever, you know. Just cook it a little bit. And I usually try to switch and put the thicker pieces in the middle. But you just kind of want to get it to 165 degrees. I may have that a little bit high. But let me just give it a poke and see where it is. Okay, this is a neat little thing here. All right, so that is 151, 160. I mean, it's already there, and I just flipped them over. So let me just try this one. I know that one's not done because I can see it's not done. Yep, that one's not done, but that piece, because I put it in the thickest part of it, but I'll put that right there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take up some of these. Let me just check them. All right. See what that is. I hope you've been having a good day today. It's been a nice day. I've just been kind of laying around, you know, scrolling through Facebook, watching some videos, just trying to stay up with what's going on in the world as best I can without getting too negative about it, you know. But, yeah. But I do want to be informed because, you know, this is my country and I want to be able to make good decisions based on facts. That's what we have to do. And there's so much out there, not to get too political, but in the health realm, in the faith realm, in the school realm, and all the things, you know, we have to stay informed. So I think this is ready to come up. Let me check this one over here and see what it does. Yeah, because if you cook chicken too long, it gets rubbery. And so we don't want to do that. So, and I'm going to put it in a bowl and cover it up a little bit. So it's going to be, you know, it's going to heat up a little bit. It's going to keep cooking, you know, after I get it up. So I'm going to take this out. I think I'll take this one off the edge because, you know, it's always hotter right in the middle. That's probably why that one was done. But Yep. And I like to get it brown, so that's why I put the butter in there, is to get it brown and have some, you know, a little more flavor to it. But this is, like I said, one of my favorites. So you need heavy cream. I'm going to put a little lemon in this. I'm going to put some Parmesan cheese. I love Trader Joe's shredded Parmesan cheese. And then I'm going to put sun-dried tomatoes. And I put garlic. And then I've got some organic kale. You can put spinach or kale. So it's kind of like a stew, really. So I'm going to take all this out. And what I'm going to do next, and by the way, if I don't have your email, I need to get your email, because I'm going to be, let me get all this off here so I can rake this off this cutting board. I'm going to be sending this out in an email probably in the morning, if I can get around to downloading it and getting it all ready to go. So let me just do this. So I'm going to put these sun-dried tomatoes in here. That's about a cup of sun-dried tomatoes. And then I'm going to put the garlic. So I don't want that garlic to brown. I just want it to cook a little bit. And I may put a little more, just a tad more butter over in there, just to give that something to cook with it. So, can you see that? Yeah, you can see. All right. So these are just pieces of, all right. Let me cover this up. Cover this chicken up so it kind of keeps cooking, and or doesn't get cold anyway. So I'm just going to stir this for about a minute, really. That's about as long as it takes. So again, like I said, give me your email, because this is going to go out, this recipe, this video, and then I'll put the recipe in there. This is one of the easiest, quickest, I mean, it really in less than 20 minutes if you got your chicken already cut up. And you can do bigger chicken breast if you want to. I just kind of like to have it where it's more brown. What I'm really doing is just kind of incorporating the garlic and the tomato together, and it just makes for a delicious. And I am going to put a little bit more. So I sprinkled Italian seasoning on that chicken before I fried it, but I'm also going to sprinkle some in here, probably about a teaspoon, not too much, because I don't want it, you know, I like the taste of the chicken and the garlic and the sun-dried tomatoes. I don't want the Italian seasoning to overpower it. So there we go. I want to melt that. And so I'm going to put a cup of Parmesan cheese, a cup of heavy cream. If you want a little more juice, you could put more heavy cream, or you could add some bone broth. If I'm making soup, this Tuscan soup, I will add, you know, broth to that, you know, so it's more of a soup. But this is just about a minute here, and then I'm going to add back the, I'm serious, I'll just eat these sun-dried tomatoes right out of the jar, okay? All right, so I'm going to turn that down to low, and I'm going to actually add this kale before I add the, this is baby kale, so you definitely want to get that. And you want to pick out any, sometimes at the store, you know, you'll get some, maybe not so great. So I'm going to put about half of this, because, yeah. So half a carton, and I'm just going to do what I do when I do collards. I'm going to wilt it down, and the way I do that is just taking it and flipping it. And, you know, when you expose it to that heat, it really wilts those greens in a hurry. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. So I'm really just kind of frying them in the pan, I guess you'd say. But they don't have to be totally wilted down, but I did want them to be somewhat wilted. Now you see there's a lot of stems in there. You may not like that, and that's why you might want to get spinach, because spinach is a little less, I would say it has a little less flavor than kale. But baby kale, to me, is really great. Now I'm just going to pour in this heavy cream. Ooh, that's so good. Good, 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 good. Yummy, 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 yummy. Okay, and I'm just going to let that stir around. I'm going to turn my heat back up just a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the Parmesan cheese, so about a cup of that. So that's almost a cup. Then I'm going to put the chicken in there, let that kind of melt in there. And here we go. What do you think about this? Does it look like it'd be good to you? Yeah, y'all are kind of quiet today. Let me hear from you. Where are you watching from? We're getting ready to have a big ball game over here. So I'm surprised I didn't put on my Georgia shirt, but I didn't want to go change clothes. When I thought about it, I thought, I'm just going to wear what I've had on. I've been doing a workout today, so I did a workout with my group earlier today, and I recorded it for them because we try to do our workouts a couple of times, at least 3 or 4 times a week, just to get our strength. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit now. You can leave this off if you want to. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I'm going to put a little lemon zest, just about the zest of about a half of a lemon. I don't know, just something about it to me just really adds a little bit of to it. I don't know. Yeah. So, not too much. Do you know about these pans? They're called Our Place. They are I saw a woman doing a demo. She had a real cooking show, I guess you'd say, where she had sponsors and all that. But here you go. Okay. And I'm just going to put this chicken. You see there's juice in there too, so that's going to thin out that thick cream. Although I love that thick cream. Doesn't bother me one little bit. But I'm just going to put it out there, and I like to kind of turn it up so the brown is kind of on the top, so it looks pretty. But that is so pretty. I'm needing to take something to my Bible study this week, and I think I might, oops, I just lost the phone to my thing. I might just take this chicken dish. But what I would do, taking this to an event where there's mostly finger food, I would cut the chicken in bite-sized pieces so people could, eat it with bite-sized pieces and not have to, have a knife. You know what I mean? It's kind of awkward when you're trying to hold your plate and eat and all that. So then I'm just going to put that over the top. And how yummy does that look? Now what I'm going to do right now, I know what this tastes like, but I just want to make sure that I've got enough salt in it. So here we go. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I can't wait to dish it up. Now, you could put that over spaghetti squash. You could put that over mashed cauliflower. Or you could just eat it like a stew, like that, which is probably what we're going to do tonight, because I'm not doing any more cooking because I want to watch the ball game, get ready for that. And I need to clean up the kitchen because that's what I love about this big sink, but it is full of dishes. So as soon as I finish this, I'm going to be over there scrubbing out, putting stuff in the dishwasher, but that's okay. All right, so if you get one of these Our Place pans, don't use your knives and forks on it. I got to have another bite of that. Oh yeah, that is so good. And I'm just going to pull it off because I don't want it to cook too much. But I have a lid somewhere. Oh, here it is. Yep. And I didn't really want to cover it all the way. I want it to kind of, like that. So before I let you go, I want to remind you of something. So I was on the phone today talking with, let me turn on the light. I know it's dark. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Maybe a little bit better. Well, I don't know why it's so dark. I guess, anyway, maybe my phone is on dark. Maybe I need to adjust my phone. But about anxiety, and she's a counselor, and depression, and we were discussing some things, and tomorrow night on our Zoom call with my group, she's gonna come on and she's gonna give some special instructions. So that's one of the benefits of being in my group. You're gonna get access to experts and to me, and so I hope you'll let me know. So coming up this week, I'm gonna be doing a training on Monday night, probably going to be like 8:30. That seems to be the magic time when everybody's scrolling on their phone. So maybe they'll jump on my live video, 8:30, Monday and Wednesday and Thursday. And so, or I may do Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday because I have my Bible study on Wednesday. But I hope you'll join me. I'm going to be talking about everything from, ketosis, why not ketosis. I'm going to be talking about fat, how to train your body to burn fat. I'll probably be talking about GLP-1s a little bit, just because that's something that comes up in conversation a lot. The last 2 people that I've signed up had tried the GLP-1, and they had some major issues with, throwing up, nausea, all of that. But they didn't do the microdosing. But once they started the microdosing, they got a little bit better. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about strength training and what's the best way to get started, because I know that's a question for a lot of people. I don't know, just and if you got questions, put them in the comments here and I'll address them in that training. But anyway, I'll do that training, and then at the end of the week, I'll open up the doors to this challenge that's coming up, and I'll add you in there if you're a qualified candidate. Well, how do you get qualified? Well, let me just think about that a minute. Okay, so first of all, you want to lose weight. That's definitely an issue, but you want to learn how to get stronger. You want to actually have a coach that's going to help you get stronger. You need accountability. You like to get on maybe a support group and talk with other women, because I've got women all over the country, literally now. I've got Iowa, I've got Virginia, I've got Ohio, I've got 2 or 3 in Georgia, I've got a couple in Texas, I've got one in South Carolina, one in North Carolina, Florida, so just everywhere. But we love working together. And but anyway, if you're one of those, and I'm resonating with you, so what happens when I get on the phone call with people? I'll say, "How did you find me?" And they'll say, "On Facebook, I saw you, and I resonated with you." Okay. I am a woman of faith. I'm not going to beat you over the head with the Bible, but I am going to share my faith, because it's just it's the overflow of my life. I can't separate that from my coaching, okay? And the women in the group seem to gravitate to that, and we love to share our struggles. We love to share our victories, and we love to lose weight. We love to get stronger. We love to tone up. We love to, we love to climb that hill to health. And, at my age, I'm almost 69. I'll be 69 in a couple weeks. At 79, I want to be as strong as I am now, if not stronger. So I've got some goals for myself, and I'd love to help you set some goals, and let's go onward and upward. So let me know where you're watching from, and we'll talk to you later.